Welcome in today's video where I'll be giving you 5 tips to destroy your opponent with a Rulo. A Rulo is mostly played when the ball is a bit behind you and above your head and you can play it against the fence. It's good to play it against the fence because the fence is very hard to read, and also if you play it there, it displaces your opponent because he needs to go to the side and it gives you more spaces. So let's get into it. So the first tip that I want to give you is that I want you to make sure that you go a bit over the ball with your racket, so that you make sure that you have a little bit of topspin. Because that is going to make sure that the ball goes from up, down to the fence. And if it goes into the fence, there's a higher chance that it will have a weird bounce. And also a very common mistake there is that people are going to hit it too flat, and then mostly the ball is going up after the fence. So that is also a bit more of a gancho, and you can also watch that video up here. Tip number 2, make sure that you move your body and your shoulder towards where you want to hit that ball. So we want to hit the ball towards the fence, so I'm going to make sure that I'm going to put my shoulder towards where I want to play, so towards the fence. Because in that way I can have my movement more to the fence, because it's easier from there than when I'm still with my full body towards the fence, because then I can only hit it flat, like sort of the gancho. So that's a very common mistake, that people are not putting their shoulder towards where they want to play, but only their body, and then they have to hit it way more flat. Tip number 3, make sure that you position yourself a bit in front of the ball, so that the ball is a bit behind you, because then you can really make sure that you can, with your racket, can go up and over the ball, so that you have some topspin on the ball. Because a very common mistake is that people have the ball in front of them and that they really play it very flat, which is more of a gancho. So we really want to have that Rulo, so make sure that you're in front of the ball and the ball is behind you, so you really can go push that ball with a bit of topspin. Tip number 4, make sure that you only play a Rulo if you get an angle from the opponent. So if the opponent is hitting a ball, a lob, into the middle of the court, do not play a Rulo, but just play a bandeja. If you get an angle from the opponent, so the ball goes more to the fence, then you want to play a Rulo, because then you already have sort of an angle, so it's easier to make the angle towards the fence. Tip number 5, this is already the last tip. I hope that your Rulo is already getting better. The last tip is all about where to place your Rulo. You really want to place your Rulo low on the fence, because if it's high on the fence, there's a really big chance, if the ball is going up, that it's going to be easy for your opponent. If it's low on the fence, it's way more difficult for your opponent to defend that ball. So to make sure that the ball is bouncing low on the fence, you really want to put it close to the fence, because then it's going to hit very fast after that bounce, so it's going to be low on the fence. If the bounce is very far off the fence, you have a lot of angle because you're hitting it from very high. Probably the ball is going very much up and it will bounce very high on the fence, which is going to make sure that the opponent will get an easier ball. So those were 5 tips for a Rulo. I hope you liked it. But remember that this is an attacking shot, but that you only play it when the ball is a bit deeper. If you have a shorter ball, you can smash. If you don't know how to smash, you can watch our video, because we also have 5 tips for how to smash. Hope to see you in the next video.